What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how I sent my first couple V10s outside, so let's get right on into it. Alright, so starting off for the warm-up, this is Jesus Built My Stock Car, which is actually the first half of the V10, and it starts on these like kind of slopey crimps and then goes into some pretty good slopers. And then you get to this pretty big jug, and then the top out is pretty easy because all the holes are pretty good. Moving on to the 10 now, it's the same part as the first climb, but instead of going up, you continue to go off to the right. But first, you can get this really good rest here, which is needed because this boulder is actually pretty long. And then after the rest, there's this kind of long sequence of like high foot moves with some pretty decent crimps going to the right. And then you get to this part where you have to do this pretty hard drop down thingy, which while I was working the climb, I came off here a few times. And then you come over right to some pretty small holds, and then you do this tensiony move up to a side pull. And then you get your heel up, and then there's a hard throw to the lip because the hold is like really small. Like when I hit it, I was just barely holding on with like 2 fingers. And then you get your feet up and just lock off, and the last hold is really good, and then just top out from there. And that's my first V10 outside. I also tried some other 10s this day. This one right here is TMBJ, which had a really easy start. And then the hard part was this really hard traverse across some really bad slopers. I'm already pretty weak at slopers, so it's especially hard outside. And then this one is Ichiro. I think that I could have done this one if my shoes could have heel hooked on a small edge. But a few weeks later, I came out to try this boulder here, which is called Blue Valentine, and it's a V10 minus with only really 2 moves, which you start on these 2 kind of good crimps, and you get your right heel up, and then you got to kind of go hard to the next hold, which is like a decent crimp but not too great. Then you just have to get your feet up and launch for the slopey top, which if you commit, it wasn't actually that bad, and then the top out was pretty easy. After that, I started to work on the V12 extension and actually made some pretty good progress, so this is going to be my next project, and hopefully I'll be able to send it soon. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe.